Right, the first step in replacing the buttons is you've got to remove the airbag. To remove the airbag, you get a hook tool as such, just a cheap little hook tool, and there is a hole at the bottom of the steering. I'm just going to show you, visualize how it goes in. So you put the hook tool in till you'll reach a bit of resistance. Then you turn the hook so the hook is facing towards you, and then you pull a bit towards you and then you pull down, and then the airbag should release. Let me show you now. So put the hook tool in. I've turned the hook towards me now, and I can feel a little bit of resistance, and I can feel, and as I pulled it down, you saw the airbag just pops out. And as you can see, when I pull it down, you can see the hooks releasing the airbag. Once you've done that, you can get the same hook and you can release both of the airbag tags. So you just push one down there and you push that one up. Then you can just pull it out. It might be a bit difficult, but just keep pushing the tabs and there you go. That's out. Put the airbag to one side. Then what you have to do, you get a T30 and you remove these 3 screws. Once you have removed those 3 screws, put them to one side. You have to actually release this cable here from the horn plate. So just give it a firm pull and that should come out. There you go. Now you put the horn plate to one side. I'll just show you, visualize how the airbag release is working. So the tool goes into the bottom of the steering, and this is what you're grabbing and you're pulling down to release the airbag. Right, now we've got that out of the way.
Right, using a T25 or T20, as pointed out here in the video, remove these 4 screws. Once you have removed those 4 screws, pull the black control unit out slightly forward and loosen the bezel top cover as shown in the video from the top. If you have the AMG buttons, you will have 2 extra screws to remove, so you can remove the bezel or loosen the bezel. However, if you do not have these AMG buttons, you don't need to worry about these 2 screws, as the bezel will just come out. Once you have loosened the bezel, like in the video, grab the button as shown and twist up and down until you free the button from the steering wheel. Repeat this on the other side. It's very important that you change both buttons. Then unclip the electrical connector from the control unit and remove the buttons from the steering wheel. Then what you have to do is remove the connector on each side of each button. Remember, the blue is for the left steering control and the white connector is for the right steering control. The next thing to do is get the new buttons and plug in the wiring harnesses. Remember, the white connector goes on the right button set and the blue connector goes on the left button set. Make sure you guide the wire through the channels on the button. Then plug the buttons into the control unit again, and like shown in the video, push the buttons back into place. You will have to give it quite a firm push until you hear a click, and make sure the button screw holes all line up. Then put the bezel back in place and make sure it clips into the rear. And as this car has the AMG buttons, you will also have to remember to put the 2 screws on the bottom back, as we are doing in the video below. If you do not have the AMG buttons, you can skip this step. You just have to put the bezel back. Then just reassemble most of the steering wheel back again, remembering to put the 4 screws in. Do not forget on the bottom right screw that you have a ground wire which also needs to go through the screw. When putting the horn plate back up, do not forget to connect the blue wire back to the horn plate. Plug the yellow airbag connector back in, making sure you hear it click in. Then align the airbag clips with the steering on the horn plate. Make sure it's straight and then give it a firm push, as shown in the video below. And we are all done now.